Hi there, my name's Kayleigh Swift and I'm one of the associates here at MB Property Law. We've got my colleague Damian Ebzery from Tax Advisory Strategist here with us today.
Yeah, so we work together often with our combined clients to ensure that we get the package right when we're working with small business owners and the decisions they face in day-to-day business management or purchase or sale.
Most recently we've had a client we've been working with in regards to a leasing matter. So in particular with leasing matters, we find there's quite a lot involved in them from the accounting point of view and also from the legal point of view. In that regards, we're looking at different things for our client that we can do, and one of the most important things that we need to start with is obviously getting the entity right at the beginning.
So when we talk about entity, we talk about the tax legal entity for the business to be owned by, and sometimes you may actually separate out a property or a lease with the actual operation of the business. So it's something to be looked at early in the piece, not the day you want to sign the property lease.
Correct. So often we'll enter into what's called like a heads of agreement or expression of interest or agreement to lease, a couple of different terms that are used. At that point in time, we might have to be announced for the actual legal entity, which is when the client will obviously seek the advice of a reputable accountant like Damian to help with the advice on what entity they think is the right one to structure that into. And prior to the actual lease being drafted and signed, we'll have that lease entity ready to put into the lease, and we are okay to know that our client's protected and they've got that proper advice up front.
And when we talk about these heads of agreement things, you've got to be careful to make sure that it's not fully committed and becomes a capital gains tax issue like a contract. Sometimes people mess it up, so get advice from the right people to ensure you don't create a tax problem you didn't know about.
So with the leases, there's other things obviously we need to consider from the client's point of view that they need to be aware of. Obviously the most important is the rent cost. So what are they actually paying for rent and how much are they paying over the term of the lease. So the term of the lease will obviously have an initial period. We often will have option periods as well. So we like try and do a short initial period, especially if it's a new business. We don't know how well the business is going to go, but then we have the unconditional option to extend that if needed.
Yeah, the key there too is to allow flexibility, because you don't know how fast the business may grow. You don't know what your needs will be maybe in 3 years, for instance. So yeah, we try to make sure the thing you enter into is flexible as possible to allow you and your business to go well.
Yes, I suppose there's a lot to think about when looking to enter into a lease. We've covered off on obviously the entity, the term of the lease, thinking about the rent and what type of increases may apply if option periods are taken on, and every anniversary there may be fixed increases or CPI increases. It's always important obviously to contact your lawyer and your accountant up front, so you've got that advice underway and you're protected.
Yeah, so there's a lot that we haven't discussed here, so it's important that we're just touching the tip of the iceberg, and there's a lot more to know when you're making these decisions.
Please feel free to reach out to Damian or myself, Kayleigh. We've got Tax Advisory Strategists and MB Property Law. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.